Well, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to do something a little bit different this morning. You know, in my preparation for church, I'm always praying, God, what do I need to do? What do people need to hear? And so wasn't I surprised one morning, I don't know, probably a couple of months or so back, when into my meditation popped the faces of our teenagers. Yes, there they were, all of them with me on my lap with my dog meditating early in the morning. And it's like, well, what are we going to do about this? And what I felt like God gave me to do is, you know, this is the time of year when different traditions celebrate the return of the light. And so we know that shows up in lots of traditions around the world. And so our teaching, The Science of Mind, was founded by Ernest Holmes some 80 years ago or so. And he was an avid student of world religions. And so now let me explain. Science of Mind is a religion. We are a denomination. We are a religion. We have a definite teaching. When Ernest Holmes was formulating the teaching, though, what he had done is that he had studied the different religions of the world. He was a fan of Judaism and Hinduism and Buddhism and Christianity and on and on and on. And he felt like there were these common spiritual themes. There were threads of what he called golden threads of truth that were in every religion, every teaching. And so what he did in his formation of the Science of Mind is that he tried to focus on those things where we agree, where we're the same, rather than look for things that divide us and keep us separate from one another. So the Science of Mind often sounds like lots of other things. You know, that people will come here from perhaps a Hindu background and they'll say, wow, this sounds an awful lot like things that I studied in Hinduism when I was a child. Or there's a lot of the Science of Mind that's very Eastern in its orientation. And we owe this to the fact that Ernest Holmes had a very, very wide, expansive, inclusive view of God, of spirit, of the loving intelligence of the universe. So anyway, today our teenagers are going to say something about some different paths that the light has come into the world through, and light candles in honor of that. And then I'll tie that all up with a great big Christmas bow at the end. And we'll see how this goes. So let's see. What was I supposed to say? I just have to check in every once in a while. Well, I kind of said that, and I kind of said that, and so you know, so let me tell you this: that it was almost 20 years ago that a group of us from this church went to India. So here's an aside: what was I thinking? I mean, it was just like, oh yeah, India, sure, like we were going to lunch at the Bistro Garden or something. You know, we went to India, and on the plane, Mary Bullard from our church and I were talking about, isn't it amazing that God is in every single person? That God is in every person. Now, we got off the plane in New Delhi in the middle of the night. And all I can tell you is, it was hot, it was humid, and it was the most crowded airport I've ever been in my life. In the middle of the night. It's like, what are all these people doing here? Well, the fact was probably a lot of them, you know, spent an awful lot of time there, you know? And Mary leans over to me and says, reminding me of our earlier conversation, do you mean to tell me that God is in every one of these people? And I said, yeah, that's what we believe, so let's go meet God. And so we did. And so we will begin now with our first reading. So